And now, Matt, that's why I keep telling you, you can't just discriminate against what type of people that you want to bring into this country.
Sorry.
Oh, we started recording. How about that?
Oh God, it's all good. We can edit. We can edit it out. We can edit it out. It's all good.
Nope, I don't do any post editing. I just take this
Oh,
MP4, and so unfortunately that's in there. But they don't have to hear the beginning
I didn't want to
discussion.
correct.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. All right,
It's all
well,
good.
welcome back to episode 32. I hope the Jim Brown episode of the Brown Mamba Show. We like to take Josh Gordon's suspension length in between each episode. I think that's I think that's the length that we go for there.
But for some reason, they just keep letting us back. So
Yeah,
when we come back, back.
exactly, exactly. So Matthew, what's new with you?
What's new with me? Oh, I just learned how to download backyard baseball onto my current PC. It's been a fun time. That was the game of my childhood. Good time. Is that a ding sound? You freaking Hector Salamanca?
um, no, yeah, I did that. I did that a couple years ago, I think. Um, and I, what did I do that for? No, I think I did that for backyard baseball. And I mean, I kind of grew up in that era, but I feel like we were like the era that almost missed that. And
Yeah.
uh, we call it the tail end. So like I did that, a year or two ago, and it's like, oh yeah, so Pablo Sanchez is just the greatest. Like that
Mm.
that was my main takeaway as well. And then there's Pete Wheeler, who's the fastest human alive.
Best leadoff hitter in the game right there.
Yeah,
He gets on
exactly,
base.
exactly. I've been doing that. I like to do that. There's so many emulators like you can download, on your PC. So I've been playing a lot of old PS2
Mm.
and PS3 games from childhood, and that's always a good time. But um, what else is new with
All
you,
right, you want to
Matthew?
see what I was doing?
Okay, yeah, what were you doing?
Hang on. I gotta show you this. I downloaded it because I always wanted to do this as a kid. You go to the batting practice mode, and you know how you hit freaking every time you get a hit, it puts the ball down, and then there's like a little oval that like shows the distance of your ball, of
Sure.
how far your ball went. So I wanted to cover the entire field so that all you saw was red. And so I put in about 6 hours of batting practice on Backyard Baseball 2003,
Mm,
and that's what the field looked like, baby.
wow, look at you.
Felt good.
That's
I tried to
really
take an
sad.
actual screenshot, but it didn't save. That's 6 hours of work right there
That's really sad.
with Ken Griffey Jr.
Do you have it?
So that's what I've been up to. And
Do you have a job? What do
do I
you
have a what?
do? What do you do with your life?
What do I do with my life right now? So far, I work for my old high school. I do volleyball games, football games, and whatever else they throw at me at the last second.
Uh huh.
I still make money on YouTube,
Kind of.
and on the side, I do Cheesehead TV videos for free at the moment.
Nice.
So that's what's going on right now.
Nice. Well, I'm proud of you, Matthew.
And I sell drugs
Oh, okay.
sometimes.
Okay. What kind?
Yeah. Do I say? Just oh, it's not that bad. Okay, it's heroin.
Oh, okay.
It's heroin.
All right. Well,
Yeah, it's not bad.
speaking of drugs, Matthew, one of the new things besides that, I have a new set behind me and everything like that. Like I was telling you before the show, I had a birthday. Got some Amazon gift
Yes.
cards. Bought a flight sim HOTAS. That's what it's called, a throttle and a joystick. I also
Okay.
bought this bobblehead of Hector
Yo,
Salamanca,
why did I? Oh, all right, there it
and
is.
and the bell
Oh,
works.
I thought that was your Steam Deck. It was an
No,
actual bobblehead.
yeah, no, it's a good looking bobblehead
That's from the
too.
scene where he's about to blow up Gus too, right?
No, there's no bomb on his
That's what it
chair.
looks.
No
Oh,
bomb on
there's
his
no
chair.
bomb.
Also, he wasn't wearing a
It's
hat in
just
that
this.
scene. Come on,
Oh no, he wasn't.
pay
Okay,
attention. Let's go.
I don't know if I can bring
Just
That's
ridiculous.
pretty dope.
Oh, anything else new with me? Nothing at all. I don't think so. I've been
So
rewatching Band of Brothers. It's my favorite piece of content ever. So I rewatched that. Um, yeah, that's about it, Matthew.
I just watched The Aviator again,
The with
and it's a
Leonardo DiCaprio.
4 hour movie. Yeah, the Howard Hughes movie.
I heard it's good. Is it good?
It's probably my favorite Martin Scorsese movie.
Okay.
Gotta say,
Okay. All
and
right. Well,
I'll say it right now: Goodfellas is overrated.
hmm, I don't know if I
Oh,
like
I
that
was hoping
take.
you. Oh, you know, I don't know. I just it's not for me. I just hate the freaking voiceover throughout the entire movie. It's like we get it.
I
We
like
can see what's
movies
going
with
on.
voiceover. I like the fourth wall break. I know that's not everybody's cup of
And you
tea,
gotta love Scorsese because he does it in almost every movie.
but like Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street, Thank You for Smoking, movies like that, I really like a voiceover. I don't know why, but it's just it's like a nice pace setter almost.
I don't know. I don't know. Goodfellas, not a fan. Wolf of Wall Street, also not a fan. I had I had a bunch of people hype it up, and then when I watched it one day, it's just I didn't I wasn't a big fan of it.
Oh, that movie's incredible.
I understood the appeal. I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie. I think it's a well put together movie, and I can obviously see why people like it. But I just don't think it's for me. I don't think I didn't find the character of Jordan Belfort even even likable in the slightest. Like one of those bad guys that's still likable and charming. I just wanted to see him die. But then I looked it up, and he's still alive in real life and like living. I don't know.
He
I
is
don't
still
understand
alive.
the
He has
guy.
a Twitter
Yeah, I saw him on TikTok,
and
and
a
I'm like,
TikTok.
what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen Thank You for Smoking with Aaron Eckhart?
I haven't. It's on my watch list though
It's
for
I'm
like to watch. Yeah.
99% sure it's on YouTube, and if I'm sure you have YouTube Premium or YouTube Red or whatever, you won't get
Yeah.
the ads when you watch it. So, if you want something to put on, I one of my favorite movies ever.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it.
And
I love it.
the guy who played Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I
that
think
same
it's Aaron.
guy. That same guy. And I rewatched the Nolan trilogy, and my take still stands that that trilogy is just incredibly mediocre. Besides, whenever Heath Ledger's on the screen,
Batman Begins. It's really good.
it's not.
I love Batman Begins. It's a great. It's a. I think it's the what's the word? The quintessential Batman origin story movie.
I think
We've heard his origin story many times, and I think Batman Begins does it the best.
that's true. That's a fine take. I think Batman Begins is out of all three the best one. Besides when Ledger's on screen, like Dark Knight without Ledger is worse than Batman Begins.
I will. I think I've admitted this before, but The Dark Knight definitely has some down moments. The whole Hong Kong scene, didn't care for it. Uh, I think there's plenty of scenes that are still captivating without Heath Ledger. Um, but there are moments where I've watched that movie and I'm just like, let's get to the next Joker scene. I want to see him do some funny stuff.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
maybe that's just because I've watched it so many freaking times and I just want to see my favorite parts. But
Sure. And then the
uh,
Dark Knight just sucks, or the Dark Knight Rises
Dark
just
Knight
sucks.
Rises, I freaking loved it when I first saw it. Probably just because I just got off of seeing the first two, going into seeing the third one.
Sure.
So I was like, and freaking he could have showed Batman taking a dump for 3 hours, and I would have been like, that was a satisfying conclusion. But the more I watch it, the more I'm just like, okay, I think I'll skip this one.
Well, the opening scene is so good. Like
Oh, the
Bane,
opener? Yeah,
Bane on the plane and the dialogue back and forth between I forget whatever that guy's name is, and him and Tom Hardy going,
Pavel.
yeah, 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 and he's like, you're a big man for you. You know, that's just it's some good dialogue. It gets you hooked, and then it's like, where is all this going? Like, is Batman just depressed like all the time? Like what? Like, is this just a movie about depression? Like,
Get
what is
over
this?
Rachel dying. Like, get over it, man.
Right,
You
exactly.
got Anne Hathaway in a tight latex suit wanting to bone you, and you're over here like, But that girl that exploded like 8 years ago, I'm
Who's like
sick.
a solid 5.5 at best.
Yeah, like she was Katie Holmes in the beginning, and then she became
Maggie
the
Gyllenhaal.
second Joker's stunt double.
Yeah.
That's mean. I'm sorry, Maggie Gyllenhaal, if you're watching.
Anne Hathaway is a great Catwoman. She really pulled that off really well. But it sucks that the rest of that movie sucked. And I wish we could have seen Joseph Gordon-Levitt, right? Or
Yeah,
Gordon Joseph Levitt. Joseph
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt.
Gordon-Levitt. You got it right
Joseph,
the first time.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I wish we could have seen him as a Robin at some point. I feel like he would have been a really cool Robin.
I don't know. I just wanted to see freaking. I just wish Heath Ledger was still alive. So when Bane released all the prisoners, Batman would have also had to deal with the
Oh, that would
Joker
have
in
been
the
so.
background just being released.
That would have been so
That
cool.
would have been amazing. But we didn't get it.
Uh, kind of related to that. Are you gonna tell me you're going to watch all the Spider-Mans? So when the newest Spider-Man comes out, we can see all the Spider-Mans together. Are you aware of this?
Well, I know that there's a new Spider-Man movie coming out where is it connecting all the Spider-Mans like
Pot-
Andrew Garfield with Tobey
potentially,
Maguire?
potentially,
Is
Tobey
that a thing?
Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in this movie as Spider-Mans as well, like a Spider-Verse.
What about the Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man, that animated one?
I don't think they would bring animations into this is real life, Matthew. Come on, get a grip.
What about those two Spider-Mans from that meme where they slap the guy's
Oh,
butt cheeks?
yes, I'm pretty sure
Are those
those two are in there. Yes, I'm pretty confident those two are in the movie.
I never liked Spider-Man.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't know. Maybe it's just, I didn't watch that animated show that was on during the 90s.
I didn't
I was
either.
watching Batman the animated series. I never watched the Spider-Man one.
Batman
I
animated
never
series is
watched.
great.
It's a great show.
So is the
It's a great
Justice
show.
League animated series.
That I remember that. I remember that show too. I
Yeah,
don't know. I wasn't a Marvel guy ever. I was just Batman
I wasn't either.
for some reason.
I watched a couple of the Captain America cartoons, but I was more into this Batman and Justice League ones. But no, that's a bad take that you don't like Spider-Man. That's a bad job out of you.
I don't know if I can say I don't like it. I never watched any of the Spider-Man movies from the 2000s.
Yeah, well, okay.
Should I do that?
Yeah,
Should I add that
I'd
to
say so. I'd say so. Everybody,
watch?
everybody,
I've
every,
heard good things.
everybody praises Tobey Maguire's Spider-Mans, and the first one's really well. Second one's okay. Third one's horrible.
That's
Um,
what I hear.
and everybody absolutely hates on the Andrew Garfield ones, even though I personally think Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire. And then I opened myself up to a lot of hate there, but I don't care. Everybody else is wrong.
Where does Tom Holland rank in the
I
three
think Tom
Spider-Man?
Holland's the best, and then it's Andrew
Okay,
Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
I watched one of the like the big Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Mans with Tom Holland. I watched one of those, or maybe I watched both of them. I don't know. My brother watches all those Marvel movies, so I watched them. The one with Michael Keaton as the bad guy. That's the one I watched.
I think that's the second one.
Where
No,
they went on
that's the
some
first
kind of
one.
Washington D.C. trip, and like there was a whole set piece with the Washington Monument.
I think that's the first one.
That's what I remember. And then Zendaya is like watching all of her friends in peril, and she's just like, whatever. I'm a goth girl. Everything sucks. That's what I remember from that movie. And then there was an awkward scene where Michael Keaton was the bad guy, and he knows who Spider-Man is, and he was like taking his daughter out for a dance or something. This is what I'm remembering about that movie, and I freaking hated it. I hated it. I couldn't. I have rolled my eyes any more amount of times than I did when watching that Spider-Man movie.
Oh my god.
It's probably called Spider-Man Homecoming since they went to Homecoming.
I'm pretty sure, yes. I'm
probably that one.
99% sure you're correct there.
Maybe it's just because I'm not into the whole Marvel thing, and I haven't watched them all.
Maybe you're just one of those.
Like
You're one of just those prestigious people like Martin Scorsese who says that
no,
that superhero
It's not
movies aren't
cinema.
real film and real cinema. That they're like amusement parks.
I'm not like that. It's just I don't know. I've never got into it.
What do you think more? What do you think's more pretentious, that or when Zack Snyder tried to make the Justice League revamp into an IMAX ratio?
Oh, when they kept it in 4:3 ratio to
Yes,
respect the vision of Zack Snyder.
yes. That's the
Listen, Zack Snyder,
dumbest thing
because you
ever.
had one conversation with Christopher Nolan doesn't mean you're this big honcho guy. All right. Also, Christopher Nolan's a snob too. Did you hear all he was ticked about at Warner Brothers for putting movies directly on the streaming services without theatrical releases because he feels you need a theatrical release to fully experience a movie.
I don't know if he's wrong there.
I I think for some movies it's perfectly fine to not see it in a theater. Like, do I need to see Jim Carrey's Dumb and Dumber on the big
No,
screen?
that's fine. But
Dark Knight? Heck yeah, let me get an IMAX screen of that. But you know,
yeah, okay. I guess it depends on the movie. You're right. Does Christopher Nolan even make good movies? Can we talk about that?
all right, you know what?
All right, let me look at Christopher
Christopher
Nolan
Nolan
movies.
movies get old after a bit. The Prestige was good.
Prestige is a great movie.
That's a good freaking movie. I haven't watched
Inception was
Memento.
good.
Inception is it's kind of like The Dark Knight where there's a lot of
Dunkirk
downtime.
is a fantastic movie. I've heard
I only watched it once.
Interstellar's great. I've heard Momentum's great. Okay, maybe he does make good movies. That's a bad job out of me there.
I
I
didn't see
shouldn't.
Tenet because that hit right when COVID hit. Right.
Yeah, and everybody was like, "Oh, you got to see it on the big screen," and now I'm like, I don't,
Too
I don't,
late.
I have no care to see this movie unless it's like on.
What other Christopher Nolan movies are there? Freaking, I don't know. Interstellar was fine. It's grand and epic, but it's like holy frick. It's a long movie. I don't know.
Okay, how
He's
about
got a
this?
new movie about a World War II biopic, I think, about the
Yes,
guy who made the atomic bomb
yes, yes,
coming
yes.
out.
Yep, that's about Werner von Braun.
Werner, yes.
Yes, who is a Nazi, but people sometimes seem to forget that part. But that's okay. Um, all right, how about we kind of detour from my bad Christopher Nolan take, and since we're talking about Interstellar, are you tired of Matthew McConaughey? How about that one? Is that a good take? Is is
Tired of Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, like people just try and shove him down your throat, but like, is he really that good?
I never had anyone really shove I mean, my mom thinks he's hot. That's about it.
No, it's a
And
fair take.
I watch his bad romantic comedy movies.
Are they any good?
No, they're bad. I said they're bad. But I've seen Interstellar. He was fine in that. I never saw Dallas Buyers Club.
Me neither. Even though everybody quotes that.
The
The
high
all
school
right,
joke.
all right, all right.
That joke. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had an overabundance of Matthew McConaughey in my life.
You don't get tired of all those Nissan commercials that he's in, or Lincoln?
I know what you're talking about. I don't think they bother me that much. I don't
Hmm.
think they bother me that much.
Okay, maybe I'm just a prude.
Okay, I'll give you something here. I don't know if you'll agree with this.
Hmm.
Ryan Reynolds.
Be careful with your next few words here.
I think he's hilarious, but it gets a little much sometimes. You know,
What gets a little much?
it's a little repetitive. All right, like
Is it?
we get it. Yeah, yeah.
What's
I do.
repetitive about him?
Just the oh, I'm hot, but I'm also funny, and I also can freaking. Maybe I'm just jealous of Ryan Reynolds. I think that's the thing
No, that's a fair
because he's
point.
funnier than me, and he's better looking than me. Okay, never mind. You know what? Ryan Reynolds is a good guy.
Are you jealous of just everybody else in the world as well then?
Yeah. I
um,
will say Deadpool 2 sucked. Deadpool 2, not that good. And Deadpool 1,
okay,
the
hold
more I
on.
watch it, the more I don't like it. But I
Okay,
still like it.
you really had me there in the first half. You really had me there in the first half. I felt that Deadpool 2 was fine, but it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
great. Deadpool 1 I think is just a phenomenal piece of work, however.
I
S-
think think I love Deadpool the first few times I've seen it. I maybe it just doesn't have the rewatchability for me. I don't know.
He was also a great Pikachu, though. Let's not forget this.
Never saw it, and
Detective
I don't
Pikachu.
never want to see Detective Pikachu. I think I'm good on that one.
I will say, as a Pokemon fan, I really appreciated the movie.
I don't know if I'm a big enough Pokemon fan where I would appreciate it. Like I remember watching it as a kid and collecting the cards, but I was never like freaking crazy about it. I was more a Yu-Gi-Oh guy.
Oh, big Yu-Gi-Oh guy as well. I had the.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards are cooler than Pokemon cards. Can we say it?
That's a
Can we
fine
say
take.
it?
That's a fine take.
That's absolutely a great take.
As
Give
a
me a Dark Magician hollow freaking card over a
oh,
freaking Charizard.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. Are you kidding me?
Oh, frick. Hold on. Do I have it?
I'm sorry. Did Pokemon have the card thing that I could put on my wrist where I can have the card?
Yeah.
I had one of
Yeah.
those. Those are so cool.
We ha- Me and my brother were friends with like neighbor kids that had one, and they let us borrow it for like a week, but we didn't give it back forever because I was like, this is too cool. That's all I got in front of me. I got Dark Magician. I don't have my Blue Eyes in front of me.
I had
Cooler cards.
I had the five things of Exodia or whatever it was.
I always wanted those. I'm like, frick, I only got the left nut of Exodia. Where the frick else is the rest of his body parts?
Nah, I had the entire thing. It was what can I say? I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of I'm jealous of you too. You're right up there with Ryan Reynolds now.
Have you ever seen the YouTube video of the guy in VR chat playing the Yu-Gi-Oh game, summoning Pot of Greed?
Yes, I did see that. I remember that video.
Okay, good, good. I was about to send that to you, but I don't need to. All right. Um. Okay, you want to move on here?
Sure, I don't care, man.
I don't care. Yeah, nobody listens to this anyways. It's okay. All right. So Matthew, do you want to do our head coach battle royale now, or do you want to do it as an end piece?
Let's do it for the end. Let's do it for the end.
Let's do it for the end. All right. Do we want to just talk about football then?
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So
What about them brownies?
how do we want to do this? We want to just overreact about week one and then an outlook for the rest of the year?
We could do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Works.
okay. All right, let's start with the first game, Cowboys and Buccaneers. I mean, to me, it seems like Mike McCarthy is the worst head coach of all time. What is your first week overreaction?
For that game, from what I watched of that game, the Cowboys defense is still a complete mess, and it's still gonna, in my opinion, prevent them from making the playoffs. I think Ezekiel Elliott looks old and not even close to the 2016 Ezekiel Elliott that took over the
He's
NFL.
what, 27, right? 26.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, everyone says he's had a lot of mileage in his first few years in the NFL and in college, but it's
I
like,
guess that's
man,
true.
I don't know, man. It's just Zeke's probably my most favorite NFL or college player that I've ever watched.
He's up there for me. He's
That I remember. I don't remember Reggie Bush, watching Reggie Bush much, so that's probably why
yeah.
I picked Zeke. I think I was too young to appreciate Reggie Bush in college.
Yeah. But at like the same time, like the Buccaneers defense got lit up by Dak Prescott.
That's true.
I mean,
Cowboys offense is stacked with weapons.
that's true.
C.D. Lamb, Amari Cooper,
Michael Gallup.
quick. Gallup solid as a number 3. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. They got tight ends, I think. Blake Jarwin, I think he's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, Seahawks Colts. Anything you want to talk about either of these two teams?
I think the only thing I could say is, from what I watched of it, is Russell Wilson is looking in prime shape to be MVP candidate first half of the season, and now I'm just waiting for him to fall off.
The annual tradition of Russell. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. No, that's. Yeah, I mean, Colts defense is good. in my eyes, they're probably the best defense in the league, and Russell Wilson just lit them up. So, I mean,
Shoot.
say what you want there, but and then Carson Wentz looked fine. He doesn't look like he's gonna absolutely suck. So is that a plus? I think
Can he stay healthy? He's got a good offensive line. He's
he
got a running game.
he can't be worse than what Philip Rivers was that last year, though.
I think Carson Wentz gives you a lot more to work with in the offense, but other than throwing, he can throw for more than 10 yards, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Urban Meyer took his first steps to retiring again when the Texans beat the Jaguars. So, are the Texans the best team
He's
in
a
the league?
migraine without any Tylenol in sight from retiring. That's all I'm going to say.
He really is. And then Trevor Lawrence looked horrible. He also threw 51.
I didn't.
He threw 51 times in his first NFL game. You don't want that. Yeah, he went
against the Texans. You had to throw 51 times.
He went 28 for 51
against a depleted Texans team.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, who do they have?
I think
Clowney gone, J.J. Watt gone, Kareem Jackson
gone, Will Fuller gone, Deshaun Watson isn't there right now.
I think Bill O'Brien was fired because he had no one left to trade.
So here's the starting defense for the Houston Texas. Whitney Mercilus.
I know Whitney Mercilus.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Malik Collins, DeMarcus Walker, Jordan Jenkins, Zach Cunningham, Christian Kirksey, Joe Thomas, but I'm going to guess not the lineman.
Oh, I know.
Vernon Hargreaves, Eric Murray, Justin Reed, and Terrence Mitchell. That's a lot of old guys on there.
That's the Cleveland Browns practice squad. Are you pranking me?
Yeah, I recognize a couple names there. I recognize a couple names on this list. It's like, I mean, listen.
I recognize the underwhelming Christian Kirksey.
It's Trevor Lawrence's first game. I'm not going to hate on him. I did that enough pre-draft. Sure. I still said that I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. But I don't think he's going to be the top. And he made some horrible decisions against a bad Texans defense.
Yeah. From what I saw in the preseason, Lawrence made a few questionable decisions there, just like balls where it's like just throw it away, and he's like, I'm gonna throw this, and then it turns into a turnover.
He's a rookie.
Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I think we're looking at easily 15 picks at least this year. But I mean,
he threw 3 already.
You probably expect that stuff.
I mean, 15.
3. See, dude, I was so ticked about the Packers game. I didn't look at anything else.
Yeah, no, he threw 3 already. We're probably looking closer to 18 to 20 if he doesn't calm this down.
I mean, it's week 1.
Exactly. He's a rookie. It's whatever. I gave my numbers of what I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be in the league, and he's going to be a guy that is going to have some turnover issues, but I feel like he'll be a fine quarterback for years to come. The Eagles dog stomped the Falcons. The Falcons still suck. And you picked them to be 13-3 a couple of years ago. So your take.
I knew you were going to say that, but when I made my predictions video this year, I mentioned that I was high on the Falcons coming off that Super Bowl year where Matt Ryan won MVP. But this year, I'm done.
Okay.
They've lost all my. I think I had them going 3-14 or 17 games, whatever it is. 3-14. That's what I got them going this year.
Proud of you, Matthew. I really am.
They got no defense, and they took a tight end.
And
that's what they're doing.
And they have a bad quarterback. We can't forget that part.
They literally made the same mistake the Lions made when they took T.J. Hawkinson in the first round.
T.J. Hawkinson is a good tight end. We are not going to slander T.J.
Hawkinson. And I'm sure Kyle Pitts will be a fine tight end. What are we doing here? At best, you're going to trade him away for a third-round pick in 4 years.
At best.
I don't know. I don't know. They're not contending anytime soon. So why not build up that defense and hit the restart button? What are we doing
Who, the
giving Matt Ryan
Falcons
weapons?
or the Lions?
In fact, both, both, but the
You're
Falcons.
gonna trade your fourth overall or your third overall pick for a third round pick already?
I said in 4 years because
Oh,
they're not going to be contending anytime soon. Is what I'm saying. So why are we giving Matt Ryan more weapons to at best be 6-11? What's that going to do?
they should have took a quarterback.
Are you picking up what I'm throwing?
Should have took a quarterback.
Trey Lance, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the guy they were supposed to get?
Uh,
Or Fields? They could have got Fields too.
was Pitts taken third? Am I going crazy? Pitts was taken third.
Was he? Oh God,
Yeah,
that's awful.
I don't remember. They could have had Justin Fields. I know that for sure. No, Pitts was taken fourth. I think it went Jacksonville, New York, San Francisco, Atlanta. That sounds right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that sounds right.
Okay, so Chargers beat Washington, and then was it last night? Washington beat the Giants.
Giants. Yeah.
So Chargers. Any takes on them? Justin Herbert's god. Besides that,
I thought coming into the season, all I thought was Justin Herbert's going to have a sophomore slump kind of year. But then I went through their schedule, and I had him going to a slow start, and then I had him still making the playoffs, going like 11-6 or
you have
whatever.
them making the playoffs.
From what I saw, I mean, they look solid. I don't know. It's just whether that defense can stay healthy. They already have problems. Brian Bulaga, one of their best offensive linemen, already headed to the IR.
They have a tough schedule. I don't know what you're looking at here.
That's why I gave him a slow start, but I guess I had him picking up some momentum in the second half of the season.
I don't see any easy wins until they face the Texans and Giants.
I had him making the play. I don't know, man.
Like the Broncos.
I was down on him. I don't know what happened.
No, I like the Chargers. They've always just had injury issues with them that's slowing them down, but they have a tough schedule this year.
We'll see what Justin Herbert's made of.
The Steelers made Josh Allen look like he's Josh Allen.
How did the Steelers win that game? I was half watching it,
Dude.
and I'm like, it's fine. But how the frick did they freaking win that?
Like, Big Ben looks awful. He looks awful. He looks like
he looks like a shell of himself.
He looks like an obese 38-year-old man playing on a football field after having elbow surgery. That's what he looks like. And a rapist.
Accurate.
Okay. Najee Harris averaged 2.8 yards a carry on 16 carries because that offensive line is so bad.
Yeah, instead of addressing offensive line, let's just throw a rookie running back in and ruin his career.
Yeah. Josh Allen also threw 51 times. But it's like I guess it really doesn't matter how bad that Steelers defense is. Like or offense is. That defense is going to carry them to at least 7 wins this year. Like that offense could be horrible.
I had them going 5-12, I think. Dude, I hate their offensive line sucked. Big Ben's a shell of himself. What the frick is the TikToker gonna freaking do to change the momentum?
No, yeah,
TJ Watt was pulled out at the time.
Let me look at their schedule here. So they face the Raiders. That could be a toss-up. Bengals, Packers, Broncos, Seahawks, Browns, Bears. Those are all toss-ups to me so far. They should beat the Lions, Chargers, Bengals, Ravens, Vikings, Titans, Chiefs. I mean, all these are toss-ups. That's a tough schedule, but 5 wins. Maybe. I mean, they face some good defenses in there.
Mike Tomlin for credit as well, because he's still one of the best coaches in the NFL.
He still is one of the best coaches in the NFL. The only people who don't think so are Steeler fans.
Wait, do they hate Mike Tomlin?
Dude, I've been seeing for like the past 3 years, like Steeler fans on Twitter just calling for Mike Tomlin's head.
What is that gonna do?
Exactly. They've had 3 head coaches in their entire franchise, and he's a 2-time. Did he win 2 Super Bowls with them? He only won the 1, but still, I mean,
the 2 lost to the Packers, but he went to 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I don't, and he's only 40, 49, somewhere around there. Like he's still a young
So
guy, so I don't know.
yeah,
The Niners did a dual quarterback against the Lions. How long
did
till?
they?
Yeah. They mixed and matched Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. I think they had Trey Lance coming in like red zone packages and stuff like that, and it had Garoppolo playing like the rest of the field. I didn't watch too much of that, but like I saw like them rotate them, and I don't know how to take that.
Uh, letting off Jimmy Garoppolo slowly. Is that it? How does Trey Lance look?
Like,
I don't know.
are they? He only threw one pass for a touchdown, but I mean, I, I, what is that? What is that going to accomplish?
I don't. You're teasing your rookie, and then you're also ticking off your veteran quarterback. So
Exactly. Like, are you just like I listen? I've hated on Jimmy Garoppolo before once or twice. All right, believe it or not.
who has it?
Yeah, exactly. Is really playing him going to boost his trade value like this? Like taking him out in the red zone, but playing him just the rest of the time? Is that really going to boost your trade value?
Uh, I think his trade value is gone. Right? Like, I mean, he was a hot commodity, like fresh off of New England, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it is anymore.
Jared Goff played actually okay. Look at him. Good job, Jared.
Yeah, made a little
That's
comeback in the end.
incredibly surprising. Um, and then your boy T.J. Hawkinson had 97 yards for a touchdown.
Cool. How many? What's he done for the Lions since being in the league?
Been pretty solid tight end.
What's a good tight end doing for this Detroit Lions team? Fourth, fourth, a
Fourth,
distant fourth, a distant fourth.
they're gonna be 10-6 one day, Matthew. It's coming. It's coming.
Sure. With Jared Goff,
No, not with Jared Goff. Absolutely not. But
David Blau.
it's gonna come one day. Maybe Tyler Heineke. If Washington doesn't hold on to him.
All right, fine. I'm sure they'll be good eventually.
Maybe.
I mean, the Browns are good now, so there's hope.
Oh well. Easy. They calm it down. Don't jinx us here. Um,
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
but I mean, I, the Lions have play. Well, they had players. You know what? They don't have players anymore. They had all their good players when uh, Fat Patricia was there, and now that he's gone, everybody else is gone as well. They got Jamal Williams. He's a pretty good football player.
Jamal Williams. You got a good O line.
Got a good O line. It's a shame Jared Goff sucks. DeAndre Swift is a good running back. T.J. Hawkinson's a solid tight end. But yeah, no, Fat Patricia really held that team back.
Darn. I don't know what you want me to add there.
Some most times I don't want you to add anything.
All right. Just let me know when you want me to come
Um,
back.
Joey B looked good against the Vikings.
Surprisingly good. From all the talk I've heard around Joey Burrow, it's like he forgot how to play football this offseason.
Really?
So that's what I've heard. I've heard he lost all his confidence. I heard he was timid with his injury, that he still had. That it was still in the back of his mind.
Well, I can understand that because his leg turned into a nine. His leg turned into a 9 iron. But like at the same time, I mean, he was rookie of the year the entire year last year until, you know, until he turned into some chopsticks there. So, I
Sure.
I don't know. Drop man, Mr. Jamar Chase. Five receptions, 101 yards, a touchdown.
Still should have taken Penei Sewell.
No,
Still should have taken.
no.
Yeah.
I think that was the right choice. I think Jamar Chase was the right choice. Why do you think they should have taken?
Because his leg was a pretzel. Because Joe Mixon can never stay healthy.
But they addressed the offensive line.
Penei Sewell would have been a really nice ad.
Is Penei Sewell playing well right now?
I don't know.
let's
Kiper told me he was going to be good.
let's
Okay.
let's pull up his PFF grade so that way
Oh,
we know if he's playing good or not. All right, all right.
going to accomplish absolutely zero.
Um, Panay
It's going to be
Sewell's
80. It's an offensive lineman rookie. It's going to be like a 78.
yeah, that's probably that's probably 75.6 right now.
Pretty close to what I said.
Look at you.
I don't really trust Pro Football Focus and
No,
the offensive line.
Matt, are you telling me that Pro Football Focused is not a deep analytically backed form of a measurement when it comes to a player, and that sometimes it just
I
doesn't
think
seem like a crapshoot?
I think Pro Football Focus is a fine tool. I just think the people that use Pro Football Focus exclusively use Pro Football Focus, and it's very annoying.
Mm.
That's my take. How the frick can you grade a wide receiver on every play when you don't even know what the wide receiver's assignment was? Let's say it's an incomplete pass. How do you know the wide receiver ran the wrong route? How do you know the quarterback didn't make a bad throw? How do you know the wide receiver even ran the right route? How the frick do you know pro football? Chris Collinsworth, how the frick do you know? You don't.
Wow. Now there's a guy who's pretty passionate about Pro Football Focus.
Yeah.
You see what I did there? There's a guy.
Yeah, you quoted. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty good. Any hot takes about the Jets or the Panthers?
I predicted Sam Darnold would beat him, and he would throw a touchdown to Robbie Anderson, and that's why I took Robbie Anderson in fantasy.
Oh, look at you! Look at you! He had one reception for 57 yards and a touchdown.
All I needed.
Um, I will say, really quickly, one, I think Sam Darnold's gonna have a good year. He looked solid against the Jets. Didn't look incredible or anything, but um, I think there needs to be a discussion about how DJ Moore is an incredibly underrated wide receiver in this league. He's had nothing but horrible quarterback play in his 2 or 3 years in the league, and he's still gotten over 1,200 yards receiving um, when he's playing. We need to start putting more respect on DJ Moore's name.
He's improved his hands since being a rookie. He's only gotten better.
Yes,
His route running's gotten better. He's turning into a more complete wide receiver.
yes,
He's really good.
yes, he is. Any hot takes about the Cardinals just thrashing the Titans?
What is it? Is it a new offensive coordinator for the Titans? So maybe that's a problem.
Do the Titans have an offensive? Where'd their old OC go?
I just remember reading something about it. I'm probably gonna get exposed. I hope I'm right though.
Oh, that's right. Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator,
Falcons,
and then he went to the Falcons. Yeah.
Yeah. That worked out good for both of them.
Is Mike Vrabel a good coach, Matthew?
I don't know, but he scares me, so I'm not gonna say anything mean about him.
Okay, that's a fair take. Kyler played well, but when are we going to start talking about how he might be the most overrated quarterback in the NFL?
I think I'm gonna give him this year before I make that. I can see it though. I can see it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give him this year before I go there.
Okay. All right. I will grant you 1 year of grace period. Browns and Chiefs. We don't need to talk about that. I mean,
all right, here we go.
I don't have really anything bad to say. The offense played awesome football for like 32 minutes. And then they didn't. And like that really sucks. But like the defense didn't play any good football for like any minutes. And it's like you added all these players. Where's this production at? And I understand it's Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and all of that, but where is any of this? Like, I don't know. Malcolm Smith on Travis Kelce might not work. I don't know. Color me shocked, but after like the 7th time, the Travis Kelce was just wide open. Just wide open. maybe just stick a different dude on there, or maybe double team him. I'm fine with a double team, and then maybe just double team Tyreek Hill because he's really fast. And then I will say it's just shockingly surprising how bad all the other Chiefs wide receivers are.
Nicole Hardman can't catch, right?
Right.
He's had drop issues.
Right.
Sammy Watkins is a Raven.
Yeah. Demarcus Robinson isn't great.
He's been there forever, and he just hasn't done anything.
So there's one common theme between last year and already this year, and it's that we have zero adjustments on defense, and it's incredibly frustrating. But I expect the Browns to win by like 70 against the Texans this week. So
Yeah, what a litmus test. You got the best team in the NFL, and then next week you got the worst team in the NFL. Where the heck's the balance?
Tua Tagovailoa beat the Patriots and Mac Jones. Any hot takes there? Patriots going to be good this year?
Game.
Patriots going to be good?
I had them. I think I had them going like 9-8.
And what'd you have the Dolphins going?
I think I had them 10 wins. I like their defense, but Tua's a big question mark. I don't know what to think of them.
Tua is a big question mark.
So I just kind of went into it thinking slight improvement from last year. That's kind of how I went about giving them 10 wins.
I don't know. I don't want to say it's confident of you to say slight improvement, but it's like, I mean, Tua was such a question mark that, like, if he declined this year, it wouldn't shock me at all. I don't think it would shock you. Would it?
Or I thought you meant like opt out, but you mean like get work? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't shock me.
No. I mean, Myles Gaskins is a fine running back. He's pretty solid. He's got a solid receiving core with Devontae Parker and Jalen Waddle, and really good tight end in Mike Gesicki. But like, if he doesn't do anything this year, like they might just want to keep looking at a quarterback. Like, they got all the pieces there besides a quarterback, probably.
I mean, are they just waiting for the Deshaun Watson thing to settle itself out?
That's a really risky thing to figure out if you're going to let it settle out or not.
And even if it does, the NFL's still going to put forth their punishments for making him look bad.
All right, so if he is found not guilty, completely exonerated, does the NFL punish him?
He's a big time player. He's a big draw, so maybe not. He might get the Tyreek Hill 2-game suspension or something, or whatever Tyreek Hill got.
What if he's not found guilty criminally, but he is civilly?
That might be a bad look for the NFL. I'm guessing that's how they'll look at it, and he'll get a more severe punishment that way.
Do you think
I still don't think that's fair.
Do you think he'd be suspended indefinitely if that's the case, or do you think it'd be like a 6-game kind of thing?
Civilly, no. The NFL won't ban him. It'll just be finding a GM and an owner, which I think there will be at least one that'll give him a chance. If not criminally, but civilly.
And that owner's name rhymes probably with Mary Bones.
Mary Bones. Yeah, probably. I mean, if Snack Lescott doesn't work out, or his knee doesn't work out.
How much did that hurt your brain there trying to figure out Snack Lescott? Because you were struggling big time during that.
I'm twitching still.
What other piece of crap owners are there in the league? I mean, like, most of them are pretty pieces of crap.
Would Bill Belichick do it?
You know what?
It's like a last dance kind of thing. Like Mac Jones doesn't work out, he's like, frick, man, I only got a few more years of this.
If Belichick wasn't there, I could say that's a possibility. But I don't think Belichick would let that fly with Kraft. Plus, Kraft and Deshaun Watson they have some common ground there.
Yeah.
Yes.
They like some massages.
Yes. So
with special features.
Yeah. The deluxe packages, I believe, is
the Snyder cut massage.
So yeah, hey, that's a possibility. Um, Mr. Teddy Touchdowns looked good against the Giants, but again, that's the Giants.
Yeah, what do you want me to freaking say about that? I'll say Daniel Jones looked good Thursday night.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up
Oh boy.
because Daniel Jones is also somebody I've hated on before, and I still think he is a bad quarterback, and I don't think that's going to change for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like Daniel Jones now. He's still young. He plays on a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some pieces around him, but again, the team is bad. But he's sneaky athletic. Like he
Yeah.
has some wheels on him. He's got a fine arm. Like his arm has no issues whatsoever. It's really just the decision making and processing time with him. And I mean, he's in his second year now, so that should be changing, but and it's not, and
Third year.
he's not holding on to the ball. But if that changes, like he could be a really good quarterback, like
Yeah.
really good quarterback.
His accuracy is still tweaking the accuracy a bit. I think it mostly, like how you said, I think it falls on the decision making, just making. I'm not trying to play hero ball all the time and just like, all right, let's throw this ball away and play
Right?
for third down and stuff like that. Just don't. The fumbles were also a huge issue for him. Like when
Yeah.
he's running the ball, like hang on, two-handed, freaking to the out of bounds. Keep it right there. So if it does get punched out, it just goes out.
Right. It's,
That kind of stuff.
what is it like? He's had 40 fumbles in 36 games or something like that. Like that is
Is that
awful.
it? That's insane. Oh
That is,
my
or
god.
I don't know if it's fumbles or interceptions and fumbles, but that's still awful no matter how you look at it.
That's a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, that is. But I mean, Daniel Jones is easy to hate on. I do it, but he could be a
You
he
hate
could
on everyone.
he could be a good quarterback. Like
Good.
I genuinely could be a very good quarterback. Um, Andy Dalton.
Will you stop Bear? Well, don't. I'm a Packers fan. Keep him on the field. But why? You have Justin Fields there, and then you put him in, and he makes plays when for the few times he's in the game, and you're still going to trot Andy Dalton out there for another 3 weeks to make the slow transition. Nagy, your head coaching job is on the line. What are you doing? Get him in there. Or
I
don't. Actually, don't. But do it. But don't. You know?
I don't have this issue with teams benching their quarterback for a year to let them learn and groom them and everything. I don't have that issue. When there's these
Sure.
two conditions, the team is either very bad or the quarterback that's in front of them is a very solid, competent quarterback. Now, Andy Dalton is like
He's
on the cusp
he's on
of
the
that,
cusp. Yeah.
but he's on the wrong side of the cusp.
Yeah.
And the Bears are like still good. Like that defense is still very solid.
They're still a playoff team. They could.
And that receiving core is still very solid. Darnell Mooney, Allen Robinson's there, got Marquise Goodwin, um, David Montgomery's
Matt's a great tight end.
David Montgomery's fine. Um,
Sure.
it's like you've got all these pieces. Just go for it, dude. Like let your quarterback learn here. Like this is a really great opportunity for your young quarterback to learn in. But I don't know. I don't know. I again, I'm fine with the idea, but you have to have the right pieces in play, and they don't have any of the right pieces in play to groom him.
No, and the Browns play in week 3, so you better hope they're still
I'm going to that game.
hanging with Andy Dalton. Oh, are you?
Yes.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I
sure.
want to see the Bears get beat live. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, if you go to a Packers game this year against the Bears, you might not. And
Hate you. I freaking hate you.
Also,
Oh,
also really quickly, with the Bears and the Rams, is Matt Stafford going to take this team to the Super Bowl?
I had them going 13-4 with the best record in the NFL.
I think they're my team coming out of the NFC this year. I
I mean, they're still going to lose to the Packers in the playoffs, but they look good.
I don't think so, dude. I think Mr. Stafford is going to take them all the way to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they're going to win it, but that
You want
defense.
overreactions? They're happening. I mean, I think this Rams team's gonna be really good, but I don't know.
I mean, the receiving
So
core is great.
yeah,
Tight ends are fine. I like Tyler Higbee.
yeah, it's a fun name to say.
They really need better running backs, though. They keep trying to make
They had them, but they lose them.
they keep trying to make Daryl Henderson happen, and
I think he's solid.
he's just not going to happen.
Well, I don't know what they're doing with Sony Michel. I mean, he just got there not too long ago, so maybe it'll take a few weeks to slowly work him in. I don't know.
But no, I think Mr. Stafford's taking his team to the Super Bowl. So
You got Rams Super Bowl?
I do have the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, that's a good one to be wrong about, so that's fine.
Don't you pick the Packers to the Super Bowl every year?
Heck yeah, it's happening, baby.
I don't know about this year.
It's happening this year.
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we touch on the Packers, we'll Ravens and Raiders game. One that was
what a game!
That was an awesome game.
What a trash heap of an ending, but so entertaining.
If the Browns lose to either of those teams this year, there's going to be some serious questions because both of them just looked awful.
They look like good teams that don't know if they want to win this one.
Right? They both had that loss in their hands, and they both just let loose of it.
I don't know what a fun game to watch though.
Yeah, that was awesome. I like that Derek Carr was playing pretty solid until the very end, and then threw a stupid interception.
How did you throw that?
Because that just personifies Derek Carr. Yeah, it was
a bad throw.
A horrible throw.
It was still an off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have made the throw.
Absolutely not. But Derek Carr's a good quarterback. But that play kind of just personified the whole Derek Carr, John Gruden relationship, I think.
Oh, man. It's
All right.
going to be fun.
Matthew, talk about your Packers and talk about why Jameis Winston is going to light this league on fire.
I have so many things to say. All right, first of all, why the frick? We got Aaron Rodgers, we got Jameis Winston. You're telling me one of these fools is going to throw for 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. You're telling me one of these fools is going to throw for no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And you're telling me that fool that lit us up was Jameis freaking Winston? All right, Kevin King. I wanted to murder you in the NFC Championship game, and then they brought you back, and then I was like, huh? And then after a little bit, I was just like, well, I guess I'll believe in you. So I was like, I'm ready for a Kevin King bounce back season. And what does he do in this first game? But literally mirror the Scotty Miller touchdown at the end of halftime in the NFC Championship game. And he does that exact same thing. So I don't even know the freaking guy's name who scored. I don't know. I think he was packing my groceries last week, but he somehow burned Kevin freaking King again. I don't even know what the frick happened. And Aaron Rodgers is doing all this talking like, I think I'm too good for you guys. I don't know what the frick you guys are doing here, but I've had it. And then he comes back and makes his dramatic reappearance in Green Bay. And then I'm like, oh, frick, it's happening. It's the last year, but it's going to be a last dominant year. Timing, not even a thing. Like, what are you doing, Aaron? Like, you're talking all this talk about getting back to the Super Bowl. That first interception, I guess apparently you got hit in the nuts, and that's what you're blaming on the interception. But live, it looks like the worst interception I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers throw. A throw that shouldn't have even happened, completely off target to Devontae Adams in the red zone. And then the next freaking interception you throw, we're backed up, you're in the freaking end zone, and you just arm punt it deep. And you were like, yeah, Devontae, we had him on the low out route, and I just decided to throw it deep to Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You had a safety up here. You had a corner right on MVS, and you just decided to throw that sucky, not even close to MVS. That's a freaking interception. And even if it was an arm punt, if you want to give that excuse, it got returned 50 yards, and they were like 2 plays into another freaking touchdown. And for some reason, I guess Jordan Love made his NFL freaking first appearance. Didn't think that would happen in week 1, but he looked mediocre. I don't know. It was a prevent defense basically at that point in the game. He looked fine. He was moving the ball, but then he fumbled, and I was like, quick. we stopped running the ball. We got Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon was pounding that ball 6 yards at a time all game, and then we were down by 2 scores. And then Matt LaFleur's like, okay, I think we're gonna turn our running game into this Tyrannosaurus Rex, and just it's extinct. It's extinct. But you know what?
Hate that so much.
Mason Crosby absolutely nailed that 39-yard field goal. We got a new punter. That's cool. He didn't suck. He at least knows how to catch a snap, unlike your punter, Mr. Scottish Hammer, with a cool nickname, but punts like a piece of mediocrity.
I'm so tired of him. Thank you for bringing that up. I am
quit being a meme and punt the freaking ball. You're a punter.
So tired of
your
that
one
guy.
job.
First,
break out of here.
First year, and I'll let you get back to your Green Bay tirade. First year that Jamie Gillian was here, he boomed the ball when he punted, which is great. And like he was a very, very good punter. There were so many times where he got it within the 15, within the 10, his rookie season, and I was like, okay, this is we got a guy here. Last year, I guess he had a groin injury, but he absolutely sucked. This year, already
he cost you the game.
He cost you the game. Like, that's inexcusable. There's no. I could have dropped that ball, picked it up, and still punted it a pretty solid 15, 20 yards. Me. I don't know how to punt the ball. Yeah. What he did was awful. Like, at least throw the ball, dude, or something. I don't know, but you got sacked. Like, how does that happen?
He freaking had like this hero moment in his head where it's like, oh, oops, I missed this catch. Guess I'll have to make the play of the century if I want to look good at the end of this.
On a 4th and 15.
You're a freaking punter. You're a freaking punter. You know what our reaction as fans should be after you leave the field and do your job well? That's what it should be when you're a freaking punter. I should not have an opinion about a punter. If I have an opinion about a punter, you suck. And that's why I don't have an opinion about our new Packers punter, because he did his freaking job, and I don't care.
There you go. Do your job. That's all.
What else do I have to say about the Packers? Devontae Adams couldn't get open against Marshawn Lattimore, a guy who with one hand. Matt LaFleur didn't make any adjustments at all, and
no, he made one adjustment. He made one adjustment. He took away the run game.
Putting Judding Love. Oh yeah. He just abandoned the run. I know that was Aaron Rodgers saying, because that's something Aaron loves to do. He's like, just let me take this game over. You're the head coach. Throw some freaking balls. Tell Aaron, no, kick rocks. We're not going to freaking do that junk just yet. Let's continue to establish the run so that our passing game will still be viable.
I can't begin to explain, and I know I've stated it before, just how much I hate when teams abandon the run when they suddenly get down. Like,
especially when you've got great running backs with a solid offensive line.
Right. Like, you should not abandon the run when you're down until, like, you're down at least 2 scores and it's like 10 minutes left in the 4th, somewhere around there. Like, you should still be continuing to mix your run and pass all the way up until then. But it's like,
it was the second quarter and we stopped.
Yeah,
we were down 14-3 and we were just like, okay, we're done.
Team stopped with like 6 minutes left in the second, or like 12 minutes left in the third. It's like, dude, there's so much football left here. Like, what are you doing?
And it seems like with Matt LaFleur, I love the guy. I think he's a fun fella. He seems like a nice guy.
Fine head coach.
Plenty of success. First 2 seasons, 13-3, 13-3. But in those 6 losses and 2 playoff losses, so many blowout losses. We got bopped by the 49ers twice. We got destroyed by Phillip Rivers' last year in San Diego, I think it still was at the time. And then we obviously got killed by the Buccaneers in the regular season, and then we were getting killed by the Buccaneers in the playoffs, but then we kind of made it respectable. We've only lost 8 games in the last, I guess 9 in the last 3 years if you count week 1. And like 5 of them are blowouts, like not even close. We're supposed to be an elite team, and we're losing these games like we're the freaking Houston Texans.
Well, listen, I've been saying this all along about the Packers, and once again I am right. Listen, everything that happened is what Gutekunst predicted. Aaron Rodgers was going to be bad. The players that he brought in were going to play fine, but no, once again,
Nobody played fine.
Brian Gutekunst looks like the genius here, and I've been saying that all along.
I've heard the jokes that Aaron Rodgers is purposefully tanking so that we trade him. Funny joke.
No, zero chance.
Doesn't make
zero
sense
chance.
if you're taking it serious.
Zero chance.
It's not something Aaron Rodgers was done. What is he? 38? What's he gonna do? Waste an entire season just for a petty argument he has with a GM?
No,
that's not the competitive Aaron Rodgers I know.
No, Randall Cobb got a catch for a yard though. Look at that.
I didn't think Randall Cobb would be much of a factor this early in the season.
Oh no, he had a rush for a yard. I apologize.
I love that he's back. It's kind of like when you have this movie franchise, and then they like bring a character back from the dead from like 6 movies ago, and you're like, oh, that's fun. He's back, but he doesn't really do anything. They just kind of bring him back for like, we got him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's like when they brought Michael back in The Office for Dwight's wedding. It's like,
yeah, that's it. That's it. You just my jumbled thoughts have just been practically said right there.
He has a couple little lines there, and then everybody went on with their lives.
Yeah. Also, this new defensive coordinator. You're not doing a great job to woo us over here with a 38-3 loss.
You wish Mike Pettin was back?
There was a lot of Packers fans I saw that were like, let's just bring Pettin back.
No.
I will say it's a little concerning considering Joe Barry was the defensive coordinator to the 0-16 Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know.
But he's friends with Matt LaFleur, so if he sucks, it's on. This is on LaFleur. This is the guy he wanted.
All right, so if the Packers play bad this year, like awful,
like awful, oh god, that better not be a thing.
And there's clearly like a lot of reasons that's LaFleur's fault. How much would you hate him getting fired?
He's not getting. He won't. He won't. I'm just gonna say he won't.
Right, but
I would be mad.
You'd be mad?
Yeah, I don't think.
How much of the Packers' failures do you put on LaFleur?
For like the first 2 seasons being a game away from the Super Bowl?
Yes. Like just critical mistakes at critical times.
Lack of adjustments against San Francisco. Like we were there on Thursday night in 2019. And then we got into the NFC Championship game. And it got worse. Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball 13 times. Raheem Mostert, who's probably, I mean, he's hurt now, and I feel for you, Raheem. Like I think you're a solid talent. But at the end of the day, if we're looking 5 years down the line, nobody's going to remember Raheem Mostert except for the game he had against the Packers.
Yeah.
The 200, and then so I put some of that, but it's also his first year as a head coach. It's all good. Got a season. I will say the improvement in 2020 is definitely Aaron Rodgers accepting and embracing Matt LaFleur's offense. So you got to give him the credit there for, I mean, because 2019 Packers were shaky on offense. Even though we finished 13-3, everyone was calling us a fraudulent team. But in 2020, no one was calling the Packers a fraudulent team. Like, we were legit. We were the number one scoring offense in the league.
Sure.
So I'll give them that. Still some shaky calls in the NFC Championship game. Even the divisional round against the Rams. Like, Jared Goff with a broken thumb was making this a close game in Lambeau Field in the playoffs. Excuse me? And Aaron Donald was also hurt. So, like, why are they even in this game?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not going to say Matt LaFleur's perfect and none of the blame goes to him. I think, obviously, I'll give some of the blame to everyone. I'll give some of the blame to Mike Pettin. Aaron Rodgers could have made some better decisions in the playoff games. And Matt LaFleur needs to do a better job of adjusting and getting his team ready.
And Brian Gutekunst needs to put
together. Yeah, he should have drafted a wide receiver in the first round every year.
Or
I think
put together a better roster.
Had we taken Jamar Chase this year, we wouldn't have given up 38 points to the Saints. I don't know what the frick
completely agree. Okay, so I heard all that.
Sweating.
I heard all that you were saying and everything. I don't appreciate the Jameis Winston slander. But besides that,
I will say this. I think Jameis can really succeed with Sean Payton and the Saints team. I think you know what, he got LASIK, so He's
That
good.
has to help, right? Like that has to be like a
I know it's like a joke and a meme, but like
like
still, his vision's improved dramatically. That's got to help a quarterback, right?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. That man was playing blind and still threw 30 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. Like that's it's kind of incredible.
Yeah, I hope he does good. I hope we get him again in the playoffs. But then again, I said that about the 49ers and the Buccaneers the last 2 years. So I hope we don't see him because we'll probably lose.
Sure. Okay, Matthew. Well, before we get into our head coach battle royale,
Sure.
I have one thing that I forgot to say in the updates. Tomorrow, I start as quarterback for a men's flag football league.
Oh, God. Where's this going? I thought you were going to like announce like somebody got a raise, but okay,
No,
quarterback
no,
flag football.
yeah, no. And I've played 2 seasons of organized football in my life, and both of them are flag. Um,
Nice.
and they weren't actual like they weren't too organized. So we're gonna see how this
But they're an
goes.
organization. So,
Yes. However, since I'm a football genius, from
yes,
all my
of course.
experience and everything, I created a
Absolutely.
playbook for us, and we're going to run through the playbook that I created, Matthew. Now, this is a
Oh,
big thing. You shouldn't be sharing your playbook, but
but nobody watches this.
exactly, this is a Brown Mama exclusive. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Um, I think there we go. There we go.
Ooh, that's fan. Oh my God, it looks like backyard football 2002 on my
Yeah,
screen.
doesn't it? Doesn't it? Hold on. I'm going to resituate us here a little bit.
Where's the Ask Madden button?
I'm going to need an Ask Madden button because my plan is for this is to, one second here, I apologize. My plan of this is to have a couple note cards in my pocket, and that's how I'm going to call these plays. It's just by looking at
Little little pitcher tip the cap off. Let me just see what we got here. Oh, we got shift to the left.
exactly, and there's zero chance like any of us on the team like remember these plays whatsoever. Like we have audibles and stuff like that, and it's like ooh,
Mm-hmm.
we went in depth with this. Now the execution I don't think is going to be there, but
Now, how's the talent looking? Do you got weapons, or
we have
you
not
gonna
had
blame
one
this on the
practice,
weapons?
Matthew.
Oh boy.
I don't know anybody on this team besides 2 people.
Oh
Uh,
shoot.
but yeah, so here's some of the plays we got. We got the classic run right and run left, so we got both of our directions here.
Yeah, a little diversity there.
Look
That's
at
nice.
look at this little play action kind of drag route here. We got a
Sure.
we got a running back going in motion and then sweeping around. Like
Hmm.
you can't find you can't find too much more genius than this.
I mean,
Uh,
I could, but it's fine.
look at this slant play.
That yeah, it's a slant. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a wide receiver sweep here. Um,
Not a fan of wide receiver sweeps, but you know, it's fine to
mm,
have in the repertoire.
yeah, okay, that's fine, that's fine. We got the classic slant play here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
my favorites, we got the bootlegs. I've been practicing my bootlegs and throwing on the run
Mm.
here.
Oh
Um,
wow, we got a little Aaron Rodgers over here.
look at us. We got some RPOs in here.
Hmm. Okay.
What else? We got the classic reverse. Um,
Ugh.
the classic Cleveland. What else we have here? We have a running back option. And then these are our audibles. We got an audible that's umpire in baseball, and that's for an out route. You get it?
Yeah, yeah. Out route. Yeah, it's
We got an
fun.
audible for a comeback, and that's audible's Kim Kardashian. Um, we got
What's
slant
that?
audible.
What does that say?
What?
Slants audible what?
The slant
D
degeneration
generate.
or road dog. It's a
Okay.
tip to the cap to the degeneration X of WWF wrestling.
I don't
Um,
like wrestling. That's fine.
we have a running back angle hot route, and that's Audible's gold medal or broken neck. Another tip to old WWF and WWE wrestler Kurt Angle, who won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. Um,
Okay.
We have a drag route. The audible is the Andy Dufresne.
Overrated play?
Oh,
Question mark?
incredibly overrated play. And then we have a play that my niece drew, and it was like, hey, you
Oh,
know
that's
what?
fun.
This couldn't be the worst play in the world. It's a designed quarterback run with an option to throw it.
Hey, we're down 3 scores. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly. This is for like a solid like 3 yard gain, like if we need it. So so Matthew, what's your first hot takes when it comes to my playbook? Am I an
I've
offensive
never been
genius?
I've never been overwhelmed and underwhelmed at the same time.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
So you don't know anyone? Have you given this to anyone?
Oh yes. We've sent the playbook out into the group text message.
We got some Zoom calls going on here. We got some Zoom.
Oh God, no. All I know is that we're supposed to wear dark green tomorrow.
What's your name? I don't know. Just wear dark green, kid.
And see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I know the team manager. Shout out to Matt and
That's
everything.
my name.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I have to fight him to the death? That's weird.
I like Matt, but Matt made a stupid decision. He named our team the Touchdowns. He couldn't think of anything else.
Oh my god.
Exactly. You
That
know what's going to be
sucks.
really embarrassing? There's probably going to be quite a few games this year where the touchdowns don't
Score
score
a touchdown.
any touchdowns, especially with
That's
me as quarterback.
That's like the Washington football team changing their name to the Washington. Hey, we're the team with the good owner. That's not accurate. That's not an accurate depiction of your team.
It, like when he told us that, I was like, first thing that came to mind, I was like, dude, we could have been named Bishop Sycamore JV. Like, first thing that just came to mind. And it's like, that's genius to me. But, I mean, it's not my team.
That sounds like something a 5-year-old kid would name his team.
The
Where
touchdowns?
where he like gives it a good 5 minutes and he's like something that football touchdowns.
Well, I'm not here to hate. I'm not here to hate.
I am. That's stupid.
But like at the same time, I'm just looking for some I'm just looking for some for some fun.
Sure, but they made it less fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have rather had like a really stupid name that no one would take you seriously.
Oh, yeah, like
Freaking poopy diapers.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm down with that.
Sure. All right, Matthew. Let's for our finale.
Let's kill ourselves.
Let's do this head coach battle royale. So,
Heck yeah.
you and I decided, hey, let's do a head coach battle royale because that sounds like a fun and honestly cool idea that I don't think I've heard anybody else do. So,
Yeah.
we decided to do that and be good for once. Now, I will say, I was making my battle royale and I was really getting into it.
Oh boy. But
Then I realized I kind of left 4 coaches off of it.
wait, who would you leave off?
You'll see. One of them's Nick
All right.
Sirianni because I just didn't make any mention to him whatsoever.
I didn't know who he was. There was a few where I'm like, who? You know, there's a lot of head coaches that come and go, but you know what? I'm all inclusive. You know.
Exactly. All right. So, would you like to go first for your battle royale, or would you like me?
Are we just going like who's first one down, 32nd place? Is that what we're doing?
I made an entire like background scenario, Game of Thrones type of thing.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know about you. So
You want me to like set the scene for the scenario of my battle and how it's going to shape up?
sure, absolutely.
All right. So here we go. This is the head coaching is a business of relationships and
Okay,
who you know.
you can fast forward this.
Okay. So all right. So we got some alliances here.
Right.
All right. Some head coaching trees, if you will. Let me get the right note here. I have 3 notes and the 2 I pulled up, neither of them were the right one. All right. There it is. We got the Andy Reid alliance. We got the Sean McVay alliance. We got the Bill Belichick alliance. And then we got the floaters and the small alliances. All right. Well, I'll just give you a quick rundown. The Andy Reid Alliance obviously is Andy Reid, David Coley, John Harbaugh, Sean McDermott, Matt Nagy, Ron Rivera, and Vic Fangio. Sean McVay Alliance is Sean McVay, Zach Taylor, Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, John Gruden, Mike Tomlin, Robert Saleh. Bill Belichick Alliance is Bill Belichick, Cliff Kingsbury, Brian Flores, Mike Vrabel, Joe Judge. And then you got all these floaters. Dan Campbell, who the frick? Matt Rule, Kevin Stefanski, Mike McCarthy, Frank Reich, Urban Meyer, Mike Zimmer, Sean Payton, Nick Sirianni. Like, is that even a guy or is that a stereotypical name from The Sopranos? Pete Carroll, Bruce Arians. Now, there's some small little, like, final two deals there in the floaters, but not enough to
So you're playing this
freaking
like
get
Big Brother
it's like Big Brother
and Hunger Games.
meets yeah
Yeah,
yeah
yeah. That's what Battle Royale is. Go ahead.
pretty much, yeah, that's all I had. That's it. I mean, I have like, let me pull up the right note here. Nope, frick, I'm not gonna do it. There it is. Okay, so you had some like Dan Campbell was a tight end and he played for Sean Payton. Kevin Stefanski, Mike Zimmer, they were on the Vikings together in 06. Frank Reich, Nick Sirianni, same coaching staff at one point. And then I kind of put Pete Carroll as a little like, hey, I'm with McVay because of Robert Saleh.
Mm-hmm.
And Pete Carroll just seems like a guy that's like a softie. And he's like, friends? It's like, shut up, Pete. Shut up, Pete. Go disrupt another locker room with your freaking you're 70 years old, you look 50, but you're talking to me like you're 90. Like, shut up. Freaking pass the ball on the one. Oh, wait.
Okay.
So that's what I got going on here.
Okay. All right. Thank you for setting the stage for us.
Yeah.
So who's your winners? What's going on here, Matthew?
Oh, what? No, let me hear you. You got a background, or you just want me to like go into it?
I want you to go into it because, like, I have a very extensive background and it requires a lot of
You got
moving
like
pieces.
You got like a whole head coaching battle royale cinematic universe.
Matthew, believe it or not, I have a slideshow for this. So.
Oh yes. All right, so I'll get into this. All right, let's just go through my scenario and who wins.
Okay.
32nd place. Urban Meyer gets a migraine the second he steps into the battlefield. He dies on his own. No one even kills him. He disconnects.
Okay.
31st place. No one's happy with you, Bruce Arians. You gave Tom Brady another Super Bowl. You're old as frick. Take off that pretentious little artist hat that you wear.
Good take.
Go die. 31st place.
Okay.
30th place. Mike McCarthy. I'm sorry. You're a big target, my guy. You're getting shot up. Plus, you didn't have that many coaching connections. Like, I looked through your Wikipedia. I went digging. I couldn't find anything. 29th place, Nick Sirianni.
Who?
We want me to,
Exactly.
what do you want me to say?
Exactly.
28th, Pete Carroll. I just, in my head, I have like Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Bill Belichick. They all get together and they're like, let's just get this freaking guy out of here.
Yeah.
All right, he's gone. Frank Reich. What do you want me to say? Frank Reich. He wasn't going anywhere.
All right, smart head coach.
That's fine, but he's not going anywhere in this coaching thing. He didn't have enough connections. Matt Rule. What did I have for Matt Rule? I actually had something.
Former Baylor head coach.
Yeah, maybe. I'll believe it.
Yes, that's where he came from.
There it is. Freaking where see, this isn't organized. Matt Rule. He was a former linebacker at Penn State, and he was also with Tom Coughlin in 2012. But Tom Coughlin's not a factor here. So Matt Rule, kick rocks. Arthur Smith is interesting now here because Arthur Smith was doing a little double dipping here.
Oh.
Arthur Smith was a double agent. He was kind of playing the field. And guess what? Arthur Smith had connections to both the freaking where's it at? The McVay Alliance and the Belichick Alliance. Because Arthur Smith was with Matt LaFleur, so he has that connection in Tennessee, but also who was the head coach for Tennessee in 2018 to 2020, Mike Vrabel, and he's hopping on that Bill Belichick ween and heading on his team. So he did a little double dipping. He got caught. Yeah, you got shot in the freaking face. Are these people actually dying in this scenario?
I think so.
Just like,
let's just go with it.
All right, cool. Arthur Smith can't even recognize him. Dan Campbell, all you had was Sean Payton. That's not going to get you anywhere. 24th place. Mike Zimmer. I didn't know what to do with Mike Zimmer, but I'm a Packers fan. So Mike Zimmer, 23rd. 22nd place, they take down Robert Saleh, a monster of a man, a very intimidating figure. But Team Belichick and Team Andy Reid team up for a quick moment, take him out of the McVay alliance because they thought he'd be some trouble down the road. 21st place, John Gruden. I hate to say it, but he tried to break off of the McVay alliance and do his own alliance, but no one was down for that. Everyone's like, McVay's the cool guy, John Gruden. He got booted by his own guys. Brandon Staley, another thing where he was a double agent. He was kind of with the McVay alliance and also with the Andy Reid alliance. He got busted. 19th place, Kevin Stefanski. I'm sorry, you didn't have enough for me. You had Mike Zimmer. You had what? Freaking. I think you had Mike Tomlin too,
Yes.
for something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not enough. 18th place, Cliff Kingsbury. Cool. You were drafted by Bill Belichick, and that's all you had to be in that Bill Belichick alliance. Honestly, I bet you Bill Belichick killed you. 17th place. Here's a shocker. This was one where they didn't want this guy to be a problem down the line. They know if you kept this guy like top 10, he could win this whole thing. Sean Payton, you had to go. Had to go. Everyone teamed up to get him out. 16th place. I hate to do it to you. Cancer stood no match to you. Ron Rivera, I'm sorry. Bill Belichick and Sean McVay, you're gone. 15th place, Mr. Mike Tomlin. I mean, your other guys were gone. Stefanski left you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. David Culley, I forgot to kill you earlier, so you ended up at 14th. Congratulations. 13th, Zach Taylor, same boat as David Culley. Thanks for stopping. 12th, Joe Judge. In my head, Bill Belichick got annoyed that he was acting too much like him, Bill Belichick. So Belichick's like, who the frick do you think you are? Buja! In the face, you're dead. Vic Fangio, another guy that was a huge in the Andy Reid alliance. Belichick and McVay team up. Get that sucky out of there. 10th place, Matt Nagy was absolutely floating his way to the end of this game. But just like in the NFL, some bad play calling. He pitched this idea to Andy Reid like, yo, I got this brilliant idea to break up the Bill Belichick, Sean McVay team up alliance here. Bad play call, just like every Bears playoff game. Matt Nagy, it blew up in your face. You're dead. 9th place, Matt LaFleur. Nice guy. He had some good connections over with the frickin' Sean McVay alliance, but he's first to go. He's too nice. I'm sorry. When it gets down to the top 10, it's cutthroat. Matt LaFleur, you didn't stand a chance. 8th place, Kyle Shanahan. It's kind of Matt LaFleur's right-hand guy. They're real close. McVay knew once LaFleur went, he had to go too. Then we had 7th place. 7th place and 6th place. We got a little shocker here. Brian Flores, a very dedicated Bill Belichick ally here, just goes at Sean McVay, and it gets ugly. Sadly, they take each other out. So that means Brian Flores, 7th place. Sean McVay goes down, 6th place. They take down this is like Joseph Stalin dying kind of stuff here. It's like
Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson kind of thing.
Absolutely. And then 5th place, we got Sean McDermott, who actually sacrificed himself for Andy Reid, which was very noble of him. Sean, you died a hero. And then 4th place and 3rd place, we got ourselves a little Clint Eastwood Western shootout here. Bill Belichick, John Harbaugh. Who's going to freaking win? John Harbaugh, you know what? He's in better shape than Bill Belichick, I'll be honest. So Bill Belichick is out in 4th place.
Wow.
But you know who's still there is Mike Vrabel, and he's very upset that you just killed Bill Belichick. John Harbaugh gets I think Vrabel rips his head off and just holds it for Andy Reid to see, like, yeah. And so it's down to Andy Reid and Mike Vrabel. And Andy, your relationships got you this far, but when it's Andy Reid versus Mike Vrabel, you're not going to win. Mike Vrabel takes down Andy Reid. Mike Vrabel is the champion of the head coaching battle royale.
Wow. Very nice, Mr. Mamba. Very nice. I like.
What surprised you? What didn't? Let me get some notes.
I'm surprised that McVay and Belichick, both coaching trees, made like a super alliance. And they didn't. But it fell apart very quickly. It seems like. So
it seemed like the McVay had the biggest alliance because it was kind of this thing of McVay being an assistant to John Gruden. So McVay kind of inherited John Gruden's small little coaching tree as well. So it
Mm,
was like it was the biggest alliance of them all, and Bill Belichick's was actually the smallest because, as it turns out, Bill Belichick head coaches don't last that long. And while there are a bunch of them, currently it's slim pickings.
sure, sure.
And then Andy Reid's just got everybody. If I assisted Andy Reid in making a sandwich in 1998, I'd be a head coach right now.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would.
sure. I'm sure.
So
All
that's
right,
just how it goes down.
all right. I will pull up my scenario. Now,
Oh heck,
let me share my screen with you and also all of that. Excuse
beautiful.
me. So, I didn't really know how to do this exactly.
Sure.
It's something I've never done before. And it's like,
You've never done an NFL head coaching battle royale
no,
scenario.
no, believe it or not, believe it or not.
Oh, quick.
So, what I did here was I based it off the battle royale game Apex Legends. I'm a big fan of Apex Legends. I played a good amount.
Sure.
So I was like, hey, you know what? This kind of fits. Let's do some magic with it.
Sure.
So I based all the cities, like all the landing spots, on who normally lands there. I've played a lot of Apex Legends, so I get a gauge
Yeah.
for all these things. So Capital City, it's the one in the middle. That's where the
Sure.
elites, the tryhards, the wannabes, the noobs land. You get kind of a broader range
Mm.
there. The
Right.
Sorting Factory, which is where Mike Zimmer and Brian Flores is, you can kind of see at the bottom there. That's more the mid-level players. A lot of solid players, but like nothing incredible lands there. The Dome at the bottom right, with John Gruden and all of them. Oh, a lot of
Yeah.
elites and wannabes land there. Epicenter
Mm.
right here. That's where like a lot of the noobs and mid-level players land. Skyhook
Mm-hmm.
over here. I call that where the
The
cowards and
Kareem.
noobs who don't think they are cowards and noobs
Right.
land. And then Thermal over here is where the morons land. Overlook right here is where the smart and critical thinkers land. And then Drill
Ooh.
Site is where the good players who play safe land. And then here's Geyser,
Sure.
where Ron Rivera landed, just by himself.
Let me just say, kudos. I know you had to Google this head coach PNG
Yes.
for every single one of those.
Yes, I
So
did.
good on you.
Thank you.
Good on
Thank
you.
you. It took me so long. Um,
Because then you get one where it's got a transparent background, but
right.
it doesn't save as a PNG, but it saves as a JPEG. So it's like, what are you
It makes
doing?
you so mad. And then it's got the PNG things on there, which honestly makes
Mm-hmm.
it harder to get rid of and all that. So,
Yeah.
no, thank you for the recognition. So,
Hold on.
oh, thank you. Oh, I think you said hold on, not well done, but thank you. So, I forgot four head coaches here. One of them is
Who'd
Nick
you forget?
Sirianni. So in this scenario, he just doesn't even
Understandable.
exist. He
That's fine.
doesn't even
Thirty
exist.
second place, Nick Sirianni. He disconnected
Sure.
in the lobby. Disconnected.
I also forgot one more. He's not on here, but if you catch it, kudos to you.
Oh boy.
However, since I forgot two of them, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's just create some lore here. So, Urban
Ooh.
Meyer disqualified himself due to health issues again.
That basically what I said.
Exactly.
Okay.
Andy Reid misses the competition to eat a cheeseburger.
What are you idiots? I'm not doing that.
So that is where I am at. So let's get into
Andy
it.
Reid finishes second with me. Doesn't even show up. I can see either of those things happening. So
Let's get into
cool.
it here. So Skyhook over here. Mike
Okay.
McCarthy defeats Matt Rule due to the Super Bowl win that Mike McCarthy has, right?
Sure.
That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. For some reason, this isn't loading. Give me a second here. It was just really good competition here, or really good. All right. So yeah, Matt Rule. See that X over his face? See that high quality content that I just did?
No.
No. Well,
Is there an X?
that's kind of disappointing. Wait, why isn't there an X over it? Do you see it now?
Wait, where am I looking here? On the map. Where am I looking? Top left?
Yeah. Why is
I
Matt
don't see
Rule
an X.
not there?
I see Mike McCarthy and some other dude.
I don't know. Do you see it now?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you see it now.
okay,
You
okay.
see it now.
Yeah.
So Mike McCarthy defeats Matt Rule due to Super Bowl wins. However, Mike McCarthy also dies to the storm that happens in these games. Usually in these games, there's some sort of storm that forces you
Sure.
out. Now, a big reason for that is because Mike McCarthy's a moron and doesn't realize it.
Oh, you're not gonna hear me slander Mike McCarthy. He's just I just killed him because he was a big guy. That's how I did it.
Here in drill sites, let's go to drill site next. Matt LaFleur and Frank Reich make an alliance called La Reich. They, def-
Ooh,
they,
that's hot.
they defeat Jim Harbaugh, or I'm sorry,
John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh, and then move to Train Yard.
Mm,
We move down to Thermal here,
okay.
and so what's going to happen is Zach Taylor's going to beat Fangio just due to the physical advantage that he has.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're both morons. He's also going to defeat Matt Nagy as well.
Good. I would have been ticked if that didn't happen.
So Zach Taylor's going to move his way over to Field Depot over here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorting Factory, Mike Zimmer beats Cooley just due to intelligence and experience.
Sure.
However, Flores wins due to intelligence and physical advantage, and he also is going to
Yes.
move to Field Depot here.
Mm-hmm.
Epicenter, Staley beats Smith due to experience, but Robert Sala beats Staley due to physical advantage, and he's going to move into Capital City here soon. Um, Overlook, Kevin Stefanski and Sean McDermott are going to make an alliance called McFancy.
That's so stupid.
Capital City, where Mike Tomlin landed, Dan Campbell landed. Mike Tomlin's going to defeat Dan Campbell. Sean Payton and Pete Carroll are going to beat Sean McVay because Sean McVay is one of those wannabes. He thinks he's all that, but he's not really that good. But he can remember a play he called 7 years ago. After Sean Payton and
Wait, who took down Dan Campbell?
Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin?
Yeah.
All right.
Dan Campbell's one of those guys who thinks he's just hot crap, and then
hey. Yeah, he's a former tight end. He's a big guy, but maybe you know what? Too many hits. Maybe he was got the arthritis in the knees that day. That's all it takes.
He's got those expectations that he's going to win, but then he gets his butt beat, like the Packers and the Saints game, like a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
After Sean Payton and Pete Carroll beat Sean McVay, they go their separate ways, kind of like a understanding. And
kind
then
of
also
like the ending of Fast and Furious 7, where that sad song plays.
Exactly. And then Shanahan's just going to beat Bruce Arians. There's zero battles there where Bruce Arians beats Shanahan.
Absolutely.
Mr. Ron Rivera over here is just chilling in Geyser.
Love to see it.
If my photos would move, my photos aren't moving, Matthew. There we go. So in Dome, Cliff Kingsbury is going to defeat, I'll tell you what, man, John Gruden, and Mike Vrabel is going to defeat Joe Judge. Now, Joe Judge is one of those guys who is a moron, but he thinks he's all that.
Sure.
Also, Mike Vrabel is going to defeat Kingsbury due to physical advantage. However, Mr. Belichick, he's going to escape to Lava City over here.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mr. Rivera here, he's going to move all the way to Field Depot. So that's round 1. All right.
Okay.
And if for some reason my photos load here, so
I'm still on 1.png. That's where I'm at.
Really?
Yeah. I'm stuck on it.
I have no clue what to tell you there.
It's all good. But you're painting a great picture. You're painting an incredible picture.
Maybe that'll work. Hopefully this will work.
Now I'm on 7. Oh, now I see the X's. I lied to you when I said I saw the X, but now I actually see it. Okay.
All right. Thank you for lying to me. So here's our picture so far. So alive, we still have La Reich, that alliance. We have Zach Taylor, Brian Flores, Vrabel, Kingsbury, and Belichick. Even though I thought Vrabel does defeat Kingsbury. So Kingsbury's dead. Don't worry about him.
I gotcha.
And McFansky over here is still alive as well.
Cool.
So round 2. All right. You with me here?
Yeah. 8.png, baby.
All right. So everybody's moving to their positions. So this is what it looks like. Now we're about to see some conflicts here. So what's going to happen is...
Oh.
Flores is going to beat Zach Taylor because he's just better at everything than Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's once he does that, he's going to move over to Capital. Epicenter, Stefanski McDermott easily beat Robert Sala. Just 2-on-1. That's how it plays out.
Sure.
Capital City, all parties lay low, waiting for their opportunity to strike. Train Yard, the team of Lay Reich starts moving to Capital. And in the Dome, Vrabel beats Kingsbury. Okay, so he beats him here. And he starts moving to Fuel Depot. And Bill Belichick starts moving to Geyser. So that's how that's all playing out. Everybody on the screen is dead besides everybody who isn't marked.
Sure. That's how life works.
So here we go. Everybody's starting to shrink here. Everybody's getting closer. This is round 3, I think. So
Yeah.
Flores and Rivera meet in between Fuel Depot and Capital City, and Flores, with the physical advantage, wins against Ron Rivera. So rest in peace, Ron.
Yeah. We hardly knew you.
Lay Reich then catches Flores out in the middle of the open and beats him.
Ooh. Yeah. LaFluby.
That's right. Belichick moves to the outside of Capital City. He's going to be over here. McFansky moves into the city between Tomlin and Kingsbury. Or, I'm sorry, Tomlin and Shanahan.
Yeah.
And Mike Vrabel's going to start moving towards Capital City.
Oh, baby. We're raiding the Capitol Part 2.
That's right. Well, oh, boy. So this is what we're looking like at the end of round 3. Now, here's round 4. Mike Vrabel's going to catch LaReich out in the middle of the open.
Oh, no.
He's going to defeat Frank Reich. However, LaFleur's going to overcome Vrabel. So bye-bye, Mr. Vrabel.
Ooh, Vrabel down because of LaFleur?
Well, it was a 2-on-1 battle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, okay, I got you.
McFansky over here, they're going to rush the lone Mike Tomlin. Tomlin beats McDermott. However, Stefanski takes over Tomlin, like we saw in the playoffs last year.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe. There we go.
Wasn't Stefanski like COVID? Freaking.
All right, so here we go. However, Mike Shanahan once again tries to get cute in an advantageous position, and he's going to attack the older Pete Carroll. However, before we can, Sean Payton comes from behind and beats him.
Oh.
So bye-bye, Mr. Shanahan. Because once again, he tries to get cute and then he loses. I've seen that one once or twice.
Yeah.
So this is the end of round 5, and here's what we got. We got Kevin Stefanski, Sean Payton, and Pete Carroll have been in alliance together. LaFleur's over there, and Mr. Belichick has moved in undetected.
Who's that? Peyton and Carroll?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Belichick's taking the he did his pregame freaking like, all right, where can I escape with no one detecting me kind of strats here.
Exactly.
He's like me playing PUBG where I just hide in a house until I have to move and then I get killed.
Exactly. Just exactly like that. So round 5, Pete Carroll and Sean Payton attack the defensive-minded Belichick. However, the offensive-minded Matt LaFleur attacks from behind.
Oh!
Belichick defeats Carroll, and despite previous football meetings, LaFleur beats Payton.
Okay. Dude, come on. They beat him Monday night last year.
And now LaFleur, due to his physical ability, now beats Bill Belichick.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur. Oh, God. You really made it Packers versus Browns, and I know gosh dang well what you're going to do here.
So now we have Packers versus Browns. And, of course, with Kevin Stefanski being the better head coach, the coach that's better physically, having the least amount of battle in the game, and, of course, him being the most handsome head coach, that makes him the undeniable.
LaFleur's handsome as frick. Matt LaFleur is a handsome fella.
Yeah, but look at Kevin Stefanski.
And look at that X. F you, man. Forget all this. All right, next episode we're having a debate. Who's more handsome, Kevin Stefanski or Matt LaFleur?
Oh, it's
bring
your
PowerPoint for that.
Easy.
Bring your PowerPoint for that. I'll have a 36 slide PowerPoint.
Easy answer of Kevin Stefanski being the best.
Matt LaFleur is handsome as frick.
No.
If he was my son and he came down the stairs, on his way to homecoming, you know what I'd say to him? Oh, look at how handsome my young man is. That's what I'd say.
But Stefanski's better looking, so it doesn't matter.
No, he's not.
Yes,
He's
he
not.
is. Yes, he is. I'm not. I'm not having this. I'm not. You're gonna sit here and tell me I'm wrong.
Matt LaFleur's handsome. Matt LaFleur can pull off. I'll save it. I'll save it.
Well, Kevin Stefanski's handsomer.
The next episode, when we record that in
Mm-hmm.
in December, I am going. Oh, we need to do this before they play Christmas Day.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll bring a PowerPoint of why Matt LaFleur is more handsome than
I
Kevin
too will
Stefanski.
bring a PowerPoint.
But
I
my
had.
PowerPoint will have more slides and cooler transitions.
Mm-hmm. I had a alternate scenario in this battle royale where a former consumer purchaser from Bill Belichick, the devil who bought Bill Belichick's soul, came
Sure.
in and helped Bill Belichick and made him win.
Ooh.
So that's my alternate scenario. But no, Kevin Stefanski is obviously the right winner. He's the smartest coach in the NFL. He's the most handsome coach in the NFL. He's the best physically gifted in the coach in the NFL. He's the entire package.
Physically gifted. Have you seen Mike Vrabel?
Yeah.
Have you seen Robert Saleh?
Yeah, steroids.
Okay, and that don't matter in a battle royale. There ain't no P tests once you get in there.
Hey, I'd rather have a 9 out of 9 in intelligence and a 9 out of 9 in physical giftness than a 3 out of 10 in a knowledge and a 10 out of 10 in physical giftedness.
That's true. That's true. But Matt LaFleur is a 10 out of 10 in handsomeness.
Yeah, but so is Kevin Stefanski.
No, he's not. He's not handsome. He's not handsome. Matt LaFleur is handsome as frick.
No, this is again. You're just wrong.
You're gonna look stupid when I bring out the PowerPoint. That's fine,
bro. I'm the king of PowerPoints.
My middle name isn't PowerPoint, but I might legally change it to PowerPoint just so I can say that my middle name is PowerPoint, and then you're gonna be like, oh shoot.
Well, if you do that, then I'm just gonna say that I own you because I'm the king of PowerPoint.
You know what? No, PowerPoint is stupid. I'm gonna use Google Slides because it's free and it's more accessible, and it's basically the same thing.
Google Slides is PowerPoint is the base of Google Slides. Google Slides doesn't exist without PowerPoint.
PowerPoint's Kevin Stefanski and Google Slides is Matt LaFleur.
And Matt LaFleur doesn't exist without Brian Gutekunst. So.
And Kevin Stefanski lost to Aaron Rodgers a lot.
Did he though?
So take that.
Did he lose to Aaron Rodgers or did Mike Zimmer lose to Aaron Rodgers?
He was there.
No, football's not a team game. Sorry.
Nani?
Well, Matthew, I don't think I have anything else to add into this great discussion. This was a really good idea, just horrible execution by both of us. So
yeah, I thought about making this a video, and but it's just down the road. Down the road.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Matthew, this was episode 32 of the Brown Mamba Show.
Matt LaFleur's handsome episode.
And Kevin Stefanski's handsomer episode.
Shave off the beard and then we'll have a discussion.
Yeah. So, thank you for listening, and then rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Goodbye.
Oh, now I'm sad.